Family, what is good with you? I hope that you guys are having an amazing day. So in today's episode, we are going to discuss, should you start a car rental business in 2021? I'm not going to lie to y'all, some of my friends is really getting to the bag with their car rental businesses, renting on apps like Turo. So I'm going to give you my perspective and just some of the things my friends are saying about their car rental businesses, and hopefully it could help you make a decision on whether or not, this is a good business idea for you. Now, before we get into the video, go ahead and thumbs it up. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you like the content, subscribe, because I make content like this every single week, so you don't want to miss an upload. And I do want to let you guys know I am offering one-on-one YouTube masterclasses. So if you want to learn how to create YouTube content for yourself, how to turn your YouTube channel into a money-making machine, this is the YouTube masterclass for you. Again, this is one-on-one, so there is limited spacing, but I'll link it down in my description so you can sign up. But without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, you guys, so I want to give you guys my perspective on the car rental business right now, and I really think it is really picking back up. The car rental business was hit hard during COVID. The pandemic hit a lot of businesses, but I think now people are starting to transition to traveling more, and they're getting a little bit more comfortable understanding this now pandemic world that we're in, COVID-19, people are getting vaccinated. And I think a lot of people now are just, hey, listen, man, if I die, I die at this point, right? And I know that's kind of crazy thinking. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I do think we do have to start moving forward, and how you move forward is entirely up to you and your opinion. But I think as a whole, most people are trying to figure out how they can start getting back to normalcy and what does this new normal look like. And that is causing a very big spike in people renting cars because they are traveling more. Now, I think the cool thing about the car rental business that I think traditional car rental places like Hertz and Avis really have to consider is that when you're renting a car on these apps like Turo, you're not really in the car rental business. I would consider it, you're really giving people experiences, okay? Because when I rented, in Avis or Hertz or Enterprise, normally I'm getting an economy car. I'm trying to get the cheapest car possible. I'm not really trying to flex. And normally if they do have, the nicest car they have, at Hertz or something like that, maybe a Camaro or a Challenger. Like, they really don't have high-end fancy cars, and even if they do, they're trying to tax you out the butt for those cars. Versus on Turo, you can get a very, very nice car. You can get BMWs, you can get Lambos, and all these super nice cars for pretty much close to the same price that you would have to pay to get a luxury car-esque for Hertz. And so because of that, there's a lot of attraction to these apps because people want an experience. Now, I will also say, the market that you're in is really gonna make or break your car rental business, okay? If you're not in a major market, it is gonna be very, very hard to book your cars. It's the same thing as Airbnb. So if you're not in areas like Miami or Atlanta, LA, New York, Dallas, Houston, New Orleans, stuff like that, major cities to where people are traveling to, and especially if you're not setting up your car lot or your lots by an airport, you kind of put yourself as a disadvantage. Now, I know, again, Turo allows you to have a pickup fee that you can add in, but it will, especially when you start adding more and more cars, being able to deliver these vehicles and all that other stuff systematically, you will have to figure out. So yeah, the closer you are to like airports and stuff does just make it easier on yourself. But I know some people that host, 1 to 5 cars, they really try to systemize it as much as possible, essentially the same way that they do their Airbnb business, okay? Another concept too is that Turo has implemented a lot of policy changes over the last, I would say 6 months to a year, that isn't really advantageous to the host. Okay, I know they changed their mileage policy, right, to where hosts don't have a lot of control on the mileage that their vehicle incurs. So I think it was at 100 miles. And now it's gone up to 200 miles that people can put on their cars. And I think it's around 6 or 7 cents now is the overage charge after that 200 miles. And you can imagine that puts a lot of wear and tear on your vehicle. And so that does, attack your profit margin. And so those type of changes that Turo implements definitely hurts your bottom line. So you definitely want to take a look at that to make sure the vehicles that you are putting up on Turo, on the platform, and whatever the platform is, makes sense at the end of the day. Now, another aspect that you definitely want to make sure that the car rental business is for you is that you're a very organized person and you do your due diligence, okay? Because when it comes to the car rental business, there's a lot of things that you're gonna have to do and stay on top of. You wanna make sure that, before you, give or hand over the keys to the vehicle, that you wanna take pictures of the vehicle before and after. I would strongly recommend that you put some type of tracking device in the vehicle as well that can't be easily found by the renter of the vehicle. And there's so many things that goes into making sure that you have the up-to-date paperwork and you're just abreast to everything that's going on with the vehicle, okay? And if that's not your person, especially once you get to 5 to 10 cars and stuff like that, it can start to become a headache, okay? And so that's something that you have to understand. I know for me, when I looked into getting into the car rental business, I didn't think I would really want to put, no matter, the opportunity, I just know myself, I didn't want to, get cars and do the leasing and do all this type of stuff. It's just something that I wasn't particularly interested in, even though I know the opportunity is there, but I know myself, I would definitely have to put somebody else over that business. And you have to do the same thing for you. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Is this something that you could tangibly keep up with? If so, it's definitely a great opportunity. And I think this car rental business is going to continue to grow as people, rather, rent Lambos and stuff like that, other than going to Hertz and Avis, especially if they're paying the same cost or less for the same type of vehicle or a better vehicle. But you definitely have to do what makes sense for you. What type of business owner are you? Can you put somebody in place to run it? Or do you have the time to do all this documentation? Do you want to deal with the headache of people damaging your vehicle? Do you have an emotional attachment to your vehicles? There's so many things that come into play, that may take away from, yes, you're making profit, but the level of stress that this car rental business is bringing you may not be worth it, okay? So that is my thoughts personally on the car rental business. But I honestly think it is a good business to get into, especially if you're in a major market. Just like Airbnb, I think being the middleman and providing some of these vehicles, I think is super, super dope. Airbnb works. I know this works as well because I have friends that do it. And I plan on possibly entering into it as well. I just have to find the time, right? But yeah, that is my thoughts on the car rental business. You guys let me know what your thoughts are on the car rental business as well. And if you like this video, check out some of these videos over here. And again, if you want to sign up for my YouTube masterclass, just let me know. Just hit the link in the description down below, and I would love to help you out. Until next time, be easy.